And again, if we could have testimony on the individuals, on their qualifications. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to me. I am here to oppose all 3 reappointments. I believe I'm not going to be able to make it tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can say what is relevant for both this and the reappointments.
So actually, this is just on the appointments. If
Okay.
you can't make it tomorrow, if you want to send your comments via email,
Okay.
that would be fine, and it will be distributed to the committee, it will be part of the record. But today, we're just on these appointments.
Okay. Is it possible to ask a few questions?
About the qualifications of the individuals?
Yes.
It's not usually customary for witnesses to ask questions, but I'll see what you have to, go ahead. If it's something that we can, if it's something we have part of the record.
Yeah. So on the council right now, on the CRMC, are there, including the 3 appointed, is there anyone who resides in an environmental justice community?
I don't know. I don't have those answers for you.
Is there anyone who has a background in human health, doing work within human health as an expert, either a human health risk assessor, a doctor, a nurse? Is there anyone who is familiar with ecological work, an ecologist, a biologist, marine biologist?
Questions that you're asking could be answered by looking at the CRMC statute, where it has the qualifications that are needed for when the governor makes his or her appointees.
So
That's the qualifications needed for the appointees.
So I'm just asking, in order to avoid what has happened to the Southside community with the LNG, with what was proposed to the LNG facility, which was ignoring the entirety of the CRMC regulations with the exception of visual impacts, I'm hoping that you take into consideration that we need representation of environmental justice communities. I think that, we should have at least half the members reside in coastal environmental justice communities, that half of them are people of color, and that we have people that have experience in working with human health, and also someone who is an expert in ecology. Those are my thoughts, and I'm against the reappointment of all 3. They didn't treat the community fairly when we provided more than 8 hours of testimony. They disregarded all of it, and they were very rude.
That's the type of information we need.
Okay.
You're talking exactly to the people.
All right, so the council disregarded 8 hours of testimony of the Southside residents and other people that were against the project. There were only people that were profiting off of it, 3 of them, that testified for it. They disregarded all of the testimony and said, we are not able to do anything with our regulations without showing any proof of this, that their hands were tied, and said that it is only for visual impacts that we will look at. And they threw out their regulations. They told people of color to stop talking multiple times, even though they allowed white people to say whatever they wanted, as loud as they wanted. And they even had the police come in and stop a person of color from talking. And no one stood up on that council to do anything and allow these people to talk about what is impacting their health and their community and their safety and their children. And I would like to see, that changes, starting with not reappointing these 3 people.
I want to thank you. Yes, you did. You very succinctly made your point, and that's what this committee is looking for. And now we will ask you questions.
Okay.
Yes, Senator Calkin.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. First, I would like to say I was at the meeting that Andrew is talking about, and I witnessed what he spoke of. And I was also wondering if it was possible to have the representative from the CRMC come up and answer the question about, are there any people from environmental justice communities that are on the board right now? Is that possible?
Yes, if he's still here. He is still here, if you're willing. Why don't we finish with Andrew,
Okay.
and then we'll bring Tony back up.
Thank you.
Senator Miller?
Which meeting was this that you're talking about? Because I know I've been to a couple of the meetings, and I'm not sure.
So I think I remember seeing you at the DEM meeting, which was at the police station. So this was at the building right across the street, the administrative building. There were 3 hearings in front of the CRMC.
Okay. I just want to vouch for Andrew as a very responsible. I represent up in 2 Terminal Road, so I represent part of this neighborhood. You know, most of my district is in Cranston, which is a waterfront community, but I also represent a section of Providence that borders, across the street would be this project. So I have a great interest in the project and what's considered, and I know Andrew is a very good advocate on this, and I wanted to acknowledge and have everybody understand how responsible an advocate Andrew is, and many of the people in the room are, and that we don't take anything that you say going forward lightly. We do understand the seriousness of the issue. I'm not sure all of them lie with these appointments, but that's what we're going to listen to.
I mean, I don't want to see this happen again to another environmental justice community, no matter what it is, because the likelihood of a polluting facility happening in a rich community, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. And so I really think, it's important that these communities are represented on the committee.
Any further questions for Andrew? Thank you very much.